Hello guys, welcome to my new tutorial. In this video we're going to talk about Tekken fundamentals. First of all, we're going to learn about footsies, backlashing, and basic Tekken movements that we need to learn if you're a new Tekken player. So let's straight to the video. So first I'm gonna introduce you to callouts for the movement callouts. So it's pretty much simple. So we have up, up forward, forward, down, down back, back, up back. It's it's very easy to memorize, especially it's just Tekken callouts. It's just forward, forward. It's basically the name of a direction where your character is going. So yeah, so we got forward, back, down, back, up, and up forward. So that's the basic Tekken movements. Also, I'm gonna introduce you to buttons. So basically, square or left punch is 1, right punch is 2, left kick is 3, right kick is 4. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4. The blue one, also known as the 1, is the left punch. Right punch is 2. 3 is left kick. 4 is the right kick. So now that we covered the Tekken movements, Tekken callouts, and other basic Tekken callouts. So first we gotta learn about movement for Tekken. So we have different Tekken moves. We got while standing moves. Basically, while standing is a state where your character is crouching and it's about to stand up. There are plenty of while standing moves for every character, so make sure to refer to your movement list before to check what your character's while standing moves are. While standing, for example, Lee Chaolan, he has a while standing 2-3, which is a guaranteed, which is actually a launcher. A guaranteed launcher with a free 4-4-2 if you have the execution. You get the point. Anyway, so we'll start with neutral. Neutral is a state where your character is not doing anything and not pressing anything. There are some Tekken has this feature where if you're on neutral, you're on auto block. So let's just standing guard. So if you notice Heihachi here, Heihachi is on neutral. Neutral? Wait, sorry. So if you see Heihachi is on neutral, he is automatically blocking highs and mids. But this the disadvantage of neutral is lows is vulnerable. Always remember, lows is vulnerable, very vulnerable. Well, but the way that you can block lows is you crouch, basically crouch. But you're vulnerable to mids and launchers, basically middle launchers. So neutral, basically not pressing anything. We also have holding back. Another way of blocking is holding back. It's a guaranteed block, but it's not like I said again. Your low is vulnerable, but the better version of the pros of back is that there are rage arts that are that can be hit on neutral, so you better be careful, especially when your character is on recovery. Some rage arts really hit the character, or you still eat the opponent's rage art, especially when you're neutral. So guaranteed blocks is by holding back, and yeah. So we got blocking. Now we have crouching. What's so good about crouching is that you can evade highs, such as jabs, but some mids. If the enemy throws us a mid, basically the middle part, especially down 1, you're still vulnerable. The only area that you're blocking if you're crouching is the legs. So it's a pretty much of a guessing game, especially if your opponent's playing 50-50s. For example, Mishima wave dashing or Lee on Hitman stand. You can go for Hitman 4, down for 3+4, or he can go for Hitman 2, which is basically a mid launcher for Lee. So you better make sure your blocking decisions. So yeah. Other than that, we have backdashing. Another movement is backdashing. So it's a technique where Tekken pros or average Tekken players basically moving backwards faster than the normal backdash. So we have two different backdashes. We got the normal backdash, which is basically avoiding single enemy's attack, especially jabs, short range jabs, but you still get vulnerable by long range attacks like Lee Chaolan's 443. Still get hits, especially on backdash. So be careful on that. So Tekken pros usually use backdashing. This one, the advanced backdashing, it's more faster, and you can create more space, and you can avoid the enemy's pressure way more effectively than just normal backdashing. See, it takes a lot of time to avoid the enemy, and the enemy has the time to rush in and do whatever mix up. So you got a backdashing. So how do you do the normal backdash? Basically double tap back. You can character back dashing back, but the advanced one is basically back, down, down, back, back. On arcade stick, sorry, I only have an arcade stick now, but I can demonstrate. So on arcade stick, you can use your thumb, especially when you're using ball. You can use back of the thumb, use your thumb to move back, your middle finger, whichever finger you're comfortable. So I see players using two, but whatever. You can use your middle finger to press down, down, back. You can use it to, you can basically hugging the ball with your middle finger and with the back. So if you're gonna do that fast, you have a guaranteed backdash, which is pretty cool. You can flex on your friends. Other than that, just needs practice to master the backdash. If you want the notations again, I can demonstrate. Sorry. See? So it's back, down, back, back, down, down, back, and back. That's the notation. So sidestep, basically. So I've seen a lot of new players doesn't know how to sidestep. Surprisingly, there are some moves in Tekken where you can sidestep so you can sidestep the counter hit. For example, Lee has a sidestep move, which is sidestep 3+4 in any direction. So other players don't know how to backdash. So how do you backdash? So backdashing is, not backdash. How do you sidestep? Basically, sidestepping is basically tapping up for sidestep left, and tapping down is for sidestep right. But what's the difference between crouching and jumping than backdashing? Sidestepping. So basically, in order to crouch, you have to hold down, and in order to jump, you have to hold up. But sidestepping is only a press. So that's sidestepping. You can just quickly press down, and it sidesteps on right, and then press up. You can sidestep on left. Another thing that you can do with sidestepping is that some other moves are homing, such as at least 1+2. It's a homing move. You cannot avoid that even on sidestep, but there's some moves that you can do to avoid common moves such as jabs and other non-homing moves. And you just have to love to identify what other moves that is sidesteppable. But the other thing you can do is sidewalk, basically. So sidewalk is basically double tapping the direction where you want the sidestep. So we have two sidestep, right? So we got sidestep left and sidestep right. But in order to sidewalk, basically, is to double tap whatever sidestep direction you want, and you can full guarantee sidewalk. But the advantage that you get sidewalking is that you can, for example, Lee, if Heihachi throws a let's just see a jab. You can sidewalk and counter hit. Guaranteed launcher on lead. You can sidewalk, or you can do this. Depending on the frames, but we'll talk about frames on the next video. So basically, up, double tap up to sidewalk left, double tap down, sidewalk right. So yeah, that's basically the basic movements of Tekken 7. I think I pretty much covered all of that. So there are some moves that really requires movement, such as double tap and forward 3, also known as forward 3. So yeah, just experiment on movement list to check what are the other moves that you need. For example, up forward 4, forward up 3, to whatever follow up. But yeah, that's basically the basic movements of Tekken. Oh, I forgot to mention also there's something that we call the two types of blocking, which is normal block and fuzzy guarding. So normal block is basically neutral, not pressing anything. It'll go automatic block, or hold back with a guaranteed block on highest, mids, but not on lows. So we got like normal blocks, which is crouching for lows and back for highs. So the other thing that intermediate players do is fuzzy guarding. So what is fuzzy guarding? Fuzzy guarding is a blocking technique where you crouch, basically a gamble to counter hit, not counter, to counter Mishima's 50/50s. For example, wave dashing, wave dashing to electric, or wave dash to hell sweep. So basically fuzzy guarding is basically crouching to check if the enemy is going to hit low, basically to instantly stand up. So you're basically, like, in a short amount of time, you're blocking two different directions, two different areas. That's the highs, the high and mids, and the lows. So basically, pros use this fuzzy guarding to check where Mishimas are hitting. Usually Mishimas just wave dash to block, but other than that, Mishimas has a well-standing move from wave dashing, which can also hit your mid. So if you see someone wave dashing, you can go for counter hit or fuzzy guarding. So that so whatever, in case if the enemy throws out a hell sweep, you can block, or if the enemy throws out a well-standing move, you can instantly block them from this. Overall, it requires practice. Sometimes fuzzy guards do fail, and that's pretty much normal since 50/50s are a thing. Well, yeah, I think I cover up most of the movements in Tekken, and that's all. That's it for Tekken for Basics.